Broughton, David Broughton. I'm inking this blue line print of my pencils of Judge Dredd 1977. In the last segment you saw me starting Fred, the robot assassin here, so this is what he looks like. So I've just finished him, so now I'm going to do Mutie the Pig from Prog 34 and 35. It was a two-parter. I think part one was drawn by Mike McMahon, and the second part was drawn by Ian Gibson, and as I said before, both at the time some of my favourite artists working on the prog. And I think the story, if I'm going off memory here, I think the story starts off with a funeral procession through the streets or starscapers, a funeral procession of Judge Dredd, and they then go sort of as a reader sort of thinking, oh my goodness, Judge Dredd dead. What's going to happen? So of course you then get to see the backstory, and it looks like, without going into detail, Dredd's been chasing down a perp who's been making vicious bank robberies or vicious robberies, called Mutie the Pig, and Dredd is suspicious. There are signs that Mutie the Pig may not be what everyone thinks he is, and of course, as time goes on, we see that Mutie the Pig is actually a disguise, and the person behind Mutie the Pig is actually Judge Gibson, and the reason that this is quite sort of interest to Dredd when he finds out, a bit of a shock probably, is that Judge Gibson was one of the class of 79, which was Dredd's class when they all passed out of the academy and became actual judges, street judges. And so so he finds out his old colleague and classmate was a bent judge, and so in the second part we get to see, I think for the first time, I'm not quite sure, the Academy of Justice. I can't remember exactly what it's called now, Academy of Law, and in there we see that the judges have a huge training house that looks like a mega city that they can train on a little more safely than the real streets. It's a little bit like the SAS killing house, and so they have him and Judge Gibson have basically a duel, and I won't spoil the outcome. Well, actually, there's no point because obviously you know the outcome. But we learn one interesting thing, and that is we see Dredd's birth date in there as well. So it says here it's Judge Dredd 2066 to 2099, which is the current year that this story is set in. So he's approximately 33, although obviously we find out later that this could be arguable because obviously he's a clone, Judge Dredd's a clone, and obviously they're accelerated in a couple of months of of actually being produced, so that they're sort of age 5 in a couple of months. anyway, more interesting stuff. But yeah, muted a pig, so that's a mask. Yeah. So let's just do a little bit of the helmet. Get some shade on that. It's again being very light. Of course, when you see the sign for Class of 79 in the comic strip, you see a few names, and one of them is Wagner. So obviously, it's John Wagner, creator, one of the co-creators of Judge Dredd, obviously with Carlos. So yeah, that was quite good. I can't remember whether I knew who John was at the time, mainly because we didn't get to see many of the names, but I knew who Ian Gibson was because he used to sign a lot of his work, and his signature didn't get removed. So as an 11-year-old, I did sort of work out that might be the creators having a little bit of fun putting their names in. Anyway, I'll see you back once I finish muting your pig for this one here, Spike's David Broughton. All the best.